Councilman Watson, leads the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Call roll.
Councilor Watson.
Here.
Councilor Barton.
Here.
Councilor Brown.
Here.
Councilor Jennings.
Here.
Councilor Broughton.
Here.
Mayor Lovelace.
Here.
We have a quorum to do business.
Approval of November 13th, 2023 regular meeting minutes.
Motion to approve November the 13th regular minute meeting.
Second.
I have a motion by Councilor Barton, a second by Councilor Broughton to approve the November 13th, 2023 regular meeting minutes. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, Councilor Watson.
Yes.
Councilor Barton.
Yes.
Councilor Brown.
Yes.
Councilor Jennings.
Yes.
Councilor Broughton.
Yes.
The minutes for November 13th, 2023 are approved.
And the new business, the first item is to approve an amendment to the City of Brewton yard sale ordinance. That's ordinance number 23-1127-1, and I call on City Clerk.
Councilors, as we discussed, this is an amendment to the yard sale ordinance, which is known as down by the tree. Currently, we have a designated area for individuals to sell yard sale items. That has become a little bit problematic over the past few months, and we are recommending a change to that portion of the ordinance.
That's what
Motion to introduce ordinance 23-1127-1. Second.
I have a motion by Councilor Barton, a second by Councilor Brown to introduce ordinance 23-1127-1. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, Councilor Watson.
Yes.
Councilor Barton.
Yes.
Councilor Brown.
Yes.
Councilor Jennings.
Yes.
Councilor Broughton.
Yes.
Ordinance 23-1127-1 has been introduced.
Make a motion for immediate consideration of 23-1127-1.
Second.
I have a motion by Councilor Brown, a second by Councilor Barton to immediately consider ordinance 23-1127-1. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, Councilor Watson.
No.
Councilor Barton.
Yes.
Councilor Brown.
Yes.
Councilor Jennings.
Yes.
Councilor Broughton.
Yes.
Mayor Lovelace.
Yes.
The ordinance will roll to the next meeting.
Next item is a recycled grant program update, and I'll call Connie back.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The city applied for a grant to expand our recycling project. For a number of years, we've been partnering with Porch Creek Indians Recycling to provide the means of recycling the bins. The public provided and still does provide the large collection bin that we use up at the middle school. We had it at a different location and had some problems with contamination there, but since it's moved up there, we had virtually no problems with that. This recycling grant will help us to be more in control of that, in that we will own the bins. We're purchasing new bins. We have 3 bins that we can deploy. One will be there at the middle school, another will be at the YMCA, and the third one will be located somewhere in Alco. The location is to be determined there. When we submitted the grant, it was for $117,000 and through ADM, and they came back last fall and asked us if we would be willing to take $9,000 of that in the last year's grant cycle because they had money left over. So we did that, and we're able to purchase smaller containers that we can use at events and at local businesses. We've already had several local businesses that are interested in using those to help us capture more of the waste stream. It will help reduce litter on our streets as well. So that's part of what this grant will do. Hopefully, we will be able to increase our partnership with Porch Creek Indians, as they have also applied for federal grant funding for their waste stream, they will be able to actually do some of the pickup of the bins that we have instead of relying on Republic, which we've had some issues in the past with the bin not being there when people expected it to be. If we're in control of it, then that won't happen. We'll always have the bins there ready for people to accept their recycling when they do bring it in. We're hoping that through this partnership and the expansion of our program, we will more than double the amount of recycled materials and cardboard and plastic bottles that we're able to pick up. We have some larger collection units that we'll put at sporting event locations here in town, and as soon as we get our logos coordinated with Porch Creek Indians, they will be deployed as well. We have partnerships signed with Porch Creek and with the Greater Brewton Area YMCA and the Brewton City School System in this project with us, and we're hoping to add even other partners. We began communication with Georgia Pacific to see if they would be willing to be a partner too, because they have a large amount of plastic waste with workers there during their shutdowns especially. That would be great if we could collect that into our waste stream as well, and our recycling stream rather. So that's just a quick update on that. Hopefully we'll have everything deployed and ready. We have a whole year to get that done. Part of that project includes labeling for the containers. We get to put on an Earth Day event coming up in April that will have Auburn University raptors and herpetologists and people from Turtle Point will be there as well to do a big education program out at E.O. Wilson, and to invite all the kids in the area and grown-ups too to see the impact that recycling can have on wildlife and our environment. Out there, we have money in this grant to do some in-school programming to work with the school system to try to include more about recycling in their curriculum. It pays for our staff members, a couple of our staff members, to help administer this grant and get everything done with those events. Transportation costs, again, we're planning to partner with Porch Creek Indians, but we built in some. We always like to have a fail-safe amount of money to go to in case we need it as well for ourselves. We'll be financing a waste tire disposal study to see how many waste tires we do have in our area and what we might be able to do to reduce that and help eliminate that from our waste here. A litter analysis study, we'll be able to see exactly what kind of litter winds up on our streets, where it comes from, and what we might be able to do to address it. Administrative costs are included in the grant, the bins that we've already purchased, and we also have some money to do some advertising with print media, social media, flyers, and billboards to help get the word out about the process that we're in and involved in. You have any questions?
God, what was the total amount again?
The total amount of the grant we applied for was $117,035. We received $9,000 of that already. But the rest of the grant was awarded. We got word a few weeks ago that we were awarded the rest of the grant.
Like 93,000
Right.
for this year.
How much are the bins?
The bins are different prices. The large recycling containers in this grant, we've got $1,500 each for 3 of them that are awarded in this grant to purchase. And Steve Layton has been heading up the process of this. He was the one involved with the ADM who encouraged us to apply for this to start with. So he's done the pricing on everything. The smaller bins, we got, let's see, we're funded for 30 of them, and indoor bins, 30 of them, and the price range is between $100 and $200 for the collection units that we got. And the larger bottle-shaped ones are a different price too. I don't know exactly. I have to look that up.
And if you don't mind, could you tell me again some of the things that you will be recycling since taking economic development course? I have been saving plastic, so I have lots of plastic in my house. And I know you mentioned plastic, but what about paper?
We don't, currently we are limited to whatever Porch Creek Indians will accept. They're our recycling agent. Before we had accepted paper and other things, we had a business in Pensacola that took in the recycling, and they just ceased operation. Come to find out, a lot of the people who were doing that kind of accepting that waste around the country were just shipping it straight to China. And a couple of years ago, just before COVID hit, China ceased receiving all of that. So a lot of the people here had to scramble and figure out what are we going to do with our waste here in this country now. Porch Creek is hoping that they can take more kinds of plastic. If you look on the bottom of the bottle, usually it's right underneath, like on this one, right under here, there's a little triangle, the recycle triangle, and it has a number 1. And a lot of this clear plastic, like a drink bottle, some food containers, if you find that little triangle and the number 1 is in it, that's what we can take plastic right now. We're trying to work with Porch to see if they might be able to get the machinery they need to recycle detergent bottles, for example, in different numbered plastic on the bottom. At the present, all we can take is PET1 clear plastic bottles. So that's what we're trying to capture at present. I know here in town, aluminum recycling is a big deal too, but I think Habitat for Humanity still collects cans, so we don't want to detract from anything they're trying to do. And if people have aluminum cans to recycle, they are ready to take them there at Habitat for Humanity, because that's one of their main fundraising efforts that they have. The other thing we can take in our container is corrugated cardboard. That, like the boxes you get from Amazon and boxes you get, any number of places, corrugated cardboard is the other thing we can take. Now, if you have the thinner cardboard, like for example, coffee pods come in a thinner cardboard box, we can take that in ours too. As long as it's flattened out and put in there, it goes to the same recycling process, and those kind of things can be recycled through the corrugated cardboard stream. Any other questions?
When this, if it's granted, when would you be able to set it up?
Right now we are kind of waiting on Porch to see if they got funded, and I feel pretty confident they will. Their grant through the Native American tribes to the federal government was much, much larger than ours, and I'm hoping that once they get their announcement and get their feet on the ground with their grant, then we'll be able to implement a lot of the things that we're kind of waiting on them to put in place. As soon as they get their things, their letter of acceptance done and sent back in, I think the notices only went out maybe a week ago about those grants. So as soon as we get confirmation through them, we'll be able to make some more announcements about what exactly is happening and when and where all this stuff will go. But we know for certain right now the YMCA says they'll be glad to take a bin there that'd be a good secure area to put one for collection. We'll keep the one in North at the middle school there, and then we'll find a suitable place to put one over in the Alco area. So most of our community will then be served, and there'll be an easy way for them to recycle. Any other questions? Thank you very much.
Okay, I guess you can just say that City of Brewton Christmas holiday program.
Yeah, we've got the City of Brewton started on Saturday with a big bang down at City Park with the lighting of the tree, and the programming will continue as written on our flyers and on our social media pages. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of each week we have programming in 3 different parks in the city. And that will go through December 24th, right before Christmas, so all of the kids will be able to have a place to go and do things. I think on Saturdays it's from 1 to 7, and then on Sunday 1 to 5. Thursday is 5 to 7, and Friday is 5 to 7 as well. We've got the train that goes at Dogwood down at Jennings Park. That's where the train rides are, and we have elves up in the Elf Village at Dogwood Hills, and we have the tree running at City Park all the time. There'll be snow in those different parks during those scheduled hours as well, so kids can go and enjoy, and families can go and enjoy that as well, and there's no cost for any of it.
Now, Dogwood Hills, will there be any electric vehicles for older people?
At Dogwood Hills, there's the little village right there. We moved it because the pickleball courts took up where it was, and so it's moved over to the parking area right there as you come in. And we have hayride that picks up at the gate right there at at the village, so people can
And
come.
we'll go through will it go to the park?
Yes,
Okay.
I mean, they can ride the hayride, and it takes a circle down by the pond and then back up and stops at the Elf Village again. And again, all this is free, anybody can come and enjoy it. Go by and get you a bag of popcorn, it's pretty fun.
Okay, will this be put on Facebook or Brewton Today?
It's on Brewton Reborn, and we'll continue to
Okay.
post it and repost it so everybody can get the word out there. And I have brochures that are out in a lot of places. I got to take some more down to Dogwood Hills, but I've put brochures around in shops here in town and at city buildings too. Jingle Bell Run is actually I think it's the T.R. Miller senior class that's raising money, or the junior class that's raising money for the prom, that are putting on the Jingle Bell Run, and it's December the 9th that morning. I think 7 a.m. is when they start. Down in Jennings Park is where they're going to hold that. December 8th, Christmas Parade, and it starts at 6, and the market begins at 5 down in the park. And we'll have snow down there, and I hope we get to close the street so that we can have a little bit of a safer situation down on the south end of that street this year. December 9th and 10th, we'll have luminaries on Belleville and Evergreen Avenues. We do have some bags and some candles that have been held over from previous years, so I'm hoping to expand the luminaries this year to a little broader area. So we'll be deciding exactly where we can do that safely downtown with the supplies that we have. That begins at 4 p.m. and I'm calling the carriage rides will be back again this year, so we'll have them operating downtown as well during the luminaries. December 31st is fireworks at Jennings Park as usual at midnight. I think that's it. Anybody have any questions about that?